Connor McDavid gets tangled up with Josh Morrissey and is later ruled out of the game. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephen Wilson, and here on this channel we analyze the science of sports injuries. So if that's the type of content that interests you, then please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. It was a rough outing for the Oilers on Thursday night as they played the Jets, losing both McDavid and Stuart Skinner in the same game. We're watching Connor McDavid's replay here as he goes in on the forecheck. He gets tangled up with Jets defenseman number 44 Josh Morrissey, and McDavid was later ruled out of the game with what they are reporting as a lower body injury. So when we watch the replay, we're watching number 97 for the Oilers, of course here Connor McDavid going in on the forecheck. He gets tangled up with Morrissey. Now, on this replay, we don't really see a whole lot. We're going to have to look at it a few times to really break down exactly what is going on. From the other angle here, again, going in on Morrissey, what we're seeing here is McDavid trying to pass Morrissey. He puts out his left arm to try and almost push Morrissey aside or to help propel himself forward. We're watching McDavid's left arm and Morrissey's stick. Now, again, the media did state that he was ruled out with a lower body injury, but we can take a look at a couple of things that could have happened to McDavid's upper body in addition to his lower body injury. His left arm, we're going to watch his left arm here first, as he makes contact with Morrissey and he goes by on his right side. There we can see McDavid's left arm getting kind of pushed back and extended and abducted away from his body. If you want to create instability in your ball and socket joint of your left shoulder, extend your arm backwards and out to the side, and that creates instability into the shoulder joint with the joint capsule and the rotator cuff muscles and tendons here. There could be a possibility of a mild shoulder subluxation or a shoulder dislocation in this moment as his left arm is put in a bit of a vulnerable and unstable position, being extended back and abducted. And at the same time, if we do pay attention here to Josh Morrissey's stick, we can see his stick is going to ride up and make contact here with the left side of the flank or the torso, left side of the body here of Connor McDavid into that lower rib area. There's not a lot of padding and protection in hockey from a cross check like that. His ribs would be somewhat exposed, especially to the forceful cross check that Morrissey is contacting him with on the play there. Those are the two upper body concerns that we can see on the play. Again, the media reporting a lower body injury, and we will take a look at possibly what happened lower body wise on the play with Connor. In keeping true with the media report of a lower body injury, when McDavid is going in on the forecheck, going around Josh Morrissey here, we can see his right skate and his right leg extending back behind him, and as he gets tangled up with Morrissey, we can see his upper body rotating to his left or away from his right groin. In that position, we call that a contralateral rotation away from his right groin. That is going to place a lot of stress here on the front inside part of McDavid's groin. Very similar to the mechanism of even taking a slap shot with that follow through, that contralateral rotation and the extension of the hip. There's a lot of strain and a lot of pressure going through the front of his groin area. There's a lot of connective tissue in that area that can be stretched and strained on that play. On the other angle here of the replay, we don't get a really good sense of his lower body on this play, but from right here, when we stop, we can see his right skate is, his right foot is externally rotated, his toes are pointing outwards, but his right leg is extended behind him. So we can almost imagine here how much stretch is going through the front part of McDavid's hip flexor and his groin muscles in that position. Right there, we can see him extending and then rotating from that contact with Morrissey, rotating his torso away from his right hip, and that's going to place a lot of stress and tension on that connective tissue. We're going to take a look at the anatomy screen, and I'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. Here we're taking a look at the skeletal model, and the media reporting a lower body injury. So we are going to look at the lower half of the skeleton here. If we can envision this being Connor McDavid going around on the right side of Josh Morrissey, his left arm getting tangled up with Morrissey, and therefore his upper body rotating away or to the left, and his right leg extending behind him. So we're going to add some layers of muscle to the skeleton. Here we can appreciate some deeper muscles and connective tissue of the groin area. So when McDavid's upper body rotated contralaterally to the left away from his right groin, his right leg extending back behind him, that's going to place a lot of stress right into the front part of his right groin. We can appreciate here the tendons, the muscles, and the connective tissue of his right groin connecting up into the pubic bone here and extending inferiorly and laterally to hook onto the body of the femur here. With that motion of rotating his upper body away and his right leg extending back, that is going to stress and tension and stretch this connective tissue in his right groin. Now, there has not been an update on Connor's condition other than being reported as a lower body injury. He will have to undergo imaging to see if there's any tears to the connective tissue here, but based on the video that we're watching, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot else going on other than a bit of a stretch and strain into his groin. Groin injuries they're pretty finicky. We see Matthew Tkachuk being injured in the Four Nations a few weeks ago. That too was a groin injury, and he was ruled out for the rest of the season. Now, hopefully this is not the case with Connor McDavid, and hopefully we do have an update from the Oilers medical staff and coach later in the upcoming couple days here as to exactly what is going on and to what extent the injury is to Connor McDavid. Thank you very much for watching. I really, really appreciate your time. Please have a great day.